people, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. I hope you guys have been enjoying our back-to-back content, right? Okay, today we're going to be checking out something a little bit different. I know we've talked about this several times on the channel, but this is just going to be showing some things that we need to see. Okay, today's video is from Taylor Alesia and it's titled Women's Decline of Modesty Through the Years. We're going to see how we went from this to this. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to put any pictures, but yeah, how we went from actually dressing appropriately, how actually dressing modestly, properly, to now dressing wokely, like dressing inappropriately. Yeah, we're going to see the decline. Okay, before we jump into the video, okay, welcome to the channel. If it's the first time, it's so good to have you here. Do well to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, turn on post notification bell, and drop in the comment section what you think about this video. Okay, so if at any point in time you have any questions, you have suggestions, you have opinions, you have ideas in your mind you want to air, please do that in the comment section. When we do these things, it will help with the algorithm to push out this video to people who actually need to see it. Okay, so let's jump straight into the video.
Oh, brother is right.
Hi, I thought it would be fun for us to explore together how we experienced this great shift in America where we used to have women dressing like this to now women dressing like this. Seriously, how did we get here? I've always been fascinated by this, so I wanted to know for myself for this video. How did we get here? When did it happen? What was that big shift that happened in America that caused this? Let's dive in. America, founded in 1776, with a population that was estimated to be about 2.5 million people. During this time in the 1700s, women did not own more than about 2 to 4 outfits. The styles of the times were elbows and knees to be covered at all times. The 1700s marked an era of extremely tight and possibly suffocating corset dresses that were meant to exhibit sexuality while maintaining the woman's modesty perfectly. They felt that this was just enough to attract a man, to get a man's attention. Honestly, I would love to hear from the men in the comment section if this is an outfit that you would be attracted by. I wonder what the Eleanors of the 1700s would think of our skirts and dresses today. They would probably think that we were a part of a nearby brothel. The 1800s was very similar, as modesty was still very much valued, and it was a big part of fashion. It was inappropriate for a woman to even show her ankles. Skirts were all long and cleavage wasn't even an idea. To men, modesty was a major sign of beauty, a sign that a woman cared for her body and was humble. Also, a majority of America in the 1800s was Christian and believed in the Bible. In the mid to late 1800s, dresses allowed for more movement for a woman to travel long miles to the west and work in fields. The comfort of the clothing also made it easier for women to do house chores. Although many lived on farms and were surrounded by dirt, women didn't hesitate to look good. Each dress was sewn with beautiful patterns. That way, a woman could be looked at as a hardworking, beautiful woman. I'm sorry, that is awesome. Moving on to the 1920s. As the 1920s began, the income of the wealthy increased, and young women started to rebel against their mother's way of dressing. World War I caused women to rebel primarily because it forced them into taking on traditionally male roles due to men being at war. This led to a significant shift in societal expectations and fueled the push for greater women's rights. After World War I, women felt stronger, and the new young generation rebelled against old tradition. Skirts got shorter and more skin was shown. Hair was cut short, makeup was worn more, and women went to dances and parties. The women dated more, and many found it hard to return to their old ways. They were given the name flappers. The roaring 20s fashion had begun and shaped the way how women dressed in the future. This shift away from modesty turned out to be truly an effect from World War I. I thought this was so interesting to find out because I had no idea that this is where we had one of our first shifts away from modesty. It was because of World War I. In the 1930s, women's styles started getting much simpler and makeup more common, as well as many women dressed classy. Then came World War II. Many women weren't able to focus on fashion due to the fact that women also began to volunteer in the armed forces alongside the men in World War II. Also, women were more focused on taking the men's jobs in factories as they fought in the war. The 1950s showed us how influential those that are in the limelight can be on fashion choices. Celebrities also set the stage for women's fashion. Many models and actresses were seen as the very definition of beauty and were followed after. Then came the sexual revolution in the 1960s, which we have talked about so much on this channel. Truthfully, after studying this revolution so much, this is where America changed forever, when it would never be the same. Being that the birth control pill was—
Before we go into the 1960s and how and when the real shift began, right? Let's take it back to the World War One. We can see clearly that the shift actually began in World War One, like the war. So the first war and then the second war. And why was there a shift? Because firstly, women were forced into taking the role of men. Some were forced to volunteer in the war that was going on. Some of them were, just to make transportation easier. Some women were forced to put on menswear and all of those things. So we could actually see the shift. And before then, we could see that modest and properly worn dresses were actually very sexy then. I saw one, like, there was a picture of a woman that she put there, and then she was asking the audience, like, she was asking the men that, do that woman look attractive to them? That woman looked very beautiful. I'm not even going to lie. Now, so she put a video of, like, some of the videos from this movie that was trended some time ago, and their dresses in that movie, if I find the name, I'll put it somewhere in the video, okay? Their dresses in that, I mean, the women were dressed, like, their dresses were like, okay, it wasn't bad, but they were all covered up and they were looking beautiful. I'm never going to, let's not even lie, they were looking beautiful. So we can now see that, to be honest, that beauty, or maybe attractiveness, or whatever it is that you want to showcase, it's not about showing your body parts, really. It's not until you show your cleavage that you actually look beautiful. We can see from way back that those women were so beautiful. So they wore clothes that actually went below their knees. There was nothing like cleavage, opening up your body. No, there was nothing like that. The hands of their dresses were, and they were looking so beautiful. So beautiful. And sometimes, because sometimes I ask myself that, how did we get to this point where you wear crop top and then leggings, and then you think in your mind that you are, oh my god, I'm so hot, I'm so beautiful. Like, what makes you think that you're actually beautiful? I'm just asking, because to be honest, if you go like way back, those women were actually looking very decently dressed, modestly dressed, and they looked attractive, to be honest. Like, oh my gosh. But let's continue. Let's go into the real shift, right? In that was 1960s, right? Let's go into it.
Pill was introduced. It allowed women to control their fertility, making it that they can have as many sexual partners as they wanted with a lower risk of pregnancy, which I believe is a very large reason why marriage rates have been in a long decline ever since. In the 1970s, crop tops became a symbol of the feminist movement and were worn as a statement of liberation and empowerment. I had no idea that this was the story behind the crop top. This movement led the 1980s to be all about power. Responding to the times, designers like Yves Saint Laurent crafted suits and skirt suits that wore like armor. Shoulders were exaggerated and padded, double-breasted silhouettes, which made a figure loom larger than it was. Bold colors differentiated the look from traditional men's suits. So it looks like this was the first time where men's fashion entered into women's fashion. The 1990s clothing became even less. 2000s, even less. And fast forward to 2012, I guess this still still wasn't enough nakedness for everybody, because there was a movement.
Control the flow of nudity and violence into our theaters. Our sexuality has been taken away from us and is essentially being sold back to us.
You honestly believe that we can change the laws in this country? You need to go really big.
National publicity stunts, viral campaigns.
This movement challenged the double standard that allows men to go shirtless while often penalizing women for showing their... Thankfully, that failed, and we don't have women walking around with their shirts off. But even though things didn't go in that direction, we ended up going a different route. The Kardashians have played, I'd argue, the most vital role in leading women's fashion, wearing outfits that most women probably would have never even dared to wear until they watched this show. Also being the many female rap artists like Cardi B and Ice Spice, who are now leading this next generation somewhere, I don't know where. We're gonna find out, only time will tell. I wasn't gonna make this video because I personally wanted to research this for myself. I wanted to know when this drastic shift happened. But I think it's so important to bring awareness to this, to step back, look at the whole picture, and assess the situation. Yeah. Are we all benefiting from living in an overly sexualized society? The sexual revolution of the 1960s significantly transformed American society that brought about a new era of freedom and self-expression in how women dress. However, beneath this facade of liberation, we find consequences that many might overlook. While individuals celebrated newfound sexual autonomy, the breakdown of traditional family structures were dramatically affected. It led to an increase in single-parent households and a shift in societal values. Many people have found themselves feeling lonely and hopeless in a society that doesn't value sex, and as a result, doesn't value modesty. I've personally made it my mission this year to pursue modesty, and I have experienced true, hidden, and forgotten power that modesty brings. In a world today that looks down on a woman who considers her body to be sacred, I've found the empowerment is not found in wearing less, but wearing more. I believe with all my heart that if women started to value their bodies again in America, we would see the biggest shift in marriage, joy, and self-worth, more than our country has seen in a very long time. It's almost like our country was doing so much better when we acknowledged God. Could it be the movement that was created by women to bring fulfillment and liberation and power did the complete opposite? Could it be that the women society looks down on, who value family, life being brought into this world, and clothing, are the ones who are truly living the fulfilled, liberating, and empowering life? And could it be that the Proverbs 31 woman is the definition of what a woman really is? The woman who is gentle, the woman who is sexually pure, a helper to her husband, who laughs at the days to come because she knows God is in control of it all, the woman who is clothed in dignity. Modesty has truly changed my life in so many different ways, and we'll talk about that in our next video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you think more people need to hear this message, go ahead and hit that thumbs up below, and I'll see you guys in the comments.
I usually enjoy watching Alesia's video, Taylor Alesia. I love her videos a lot. I mean, ever since I watched it, I think ever since I saw her first, I reacted to her first video, I've been watching a lot of her videos because, I mean, you have one or two things to learn. Now we can see from this video, in fact, this video has, in fact, she has said almost everything I have in mind to say. We've overflogged this conversation. We've overflogged it. We've talked about decency, modesty, mode of dressing, how you dress to church, how you dress as a woman, how you dress as a Christian, how God sees you, how the world sees you, you know, dressing more and not less. You know, we've overflogged this issue. And I wouldn't say that, okay, anybody's trying to tell you what, I mean, you have the Spirit of God in you to actually direct you and to tell you, okay, this actually isn't, I mean, yeah, when you wear this particular thing, you should ask yourself a few questions, right? You are putting on a clothes, you actually want to look beautiful, but at the end of the day, your life is supposed to speak. Your life is supposed to be a signboard showcasing Jesus Christ. So if whatever you are wearing, it's now this whole women's decline in modesty as it comes to dressing, right? It's not only in America, it is the world at large, the whole world at large. From how we went from this to this, it is mind-blowing. You know, these days, even to work, people wear clothes. I mean, let's not even go there. But anyway, at the end of the day, I feel like we know what to do, we know what to wear. And I mean, I'm talking to Christians, born again Christians. And if you're still struggling with, I mean, you know, a lot of people will not accept that they are struggling with it, but I feel like nobody's trying to force anything on you. You will know what to do when the time comes. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to say. You will know what to do when the time comes, because I feel like at the end of the day, we know that you don't have to show your body parts to actually look beautiful. That one is old gist. We know that one. You don't have to. You can actually dress very moderate, very modest, and still look your best. I think we talked about we even talked about Christian girls wearing bikini. I mean, wearing the kind of swimsuits they wear, take pictures, post them online. What those pictures actually mean, that they're actually proper swimsuits for actually, if you want to swim, you don't have to actually show every part of your body because you're trying to swim. Do you understand? We talked about this a lot of times, but I'm just going to say that at the end of the day, who you are, what you wear, what you say, everything you do, your life is supposed to reflect the glory of God. If any part of your life any part of your life is struggling, you know, then you need to start asking yourself very important questions. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think is the reason in the decline in modesty? Do you guys think that, because I think I had a conversation with a friend a few days ago, and then I was asking why do women actually, I think women actually love to dress a certain way just because of the men. And then the guy was saying no, that a normal man actually likes a woman who is modestly dressed, a woman who showcases every part of her body. Yeah, men love to see it. I mean, so is what my friend was saying. Men love to see it, they will love to play with you, but I mean, when they want to do something serious, marriage, say relationship, you are not like a choice. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, he now also said that women love to do that just to compete with themselves. I don't know about that, but I'm just trying to say that if you are looking, if because I know that a lot of times women dress a certain way just to look a certain way, you know, to get attracted by the other gender, I mean the men, you know. I don't know. At the end of the day, you might be attracting the wrong person. So why don't you do yourself? Use one stone to kill two birds. You are pleasing God. You are respecting your. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. I remember there was a time I wanted. This is just like something for fun. I remember there was a time whenever I see some people wearing crop tops, sometimes the way some people style it's usually very beautiful. I mean, they don't have to show their tummy and all of those things, and I see the way they style it, and I've never owned a crop top before. Yeah, I'm 30 and I've never owned a crop top before, and I'm like, okay. So the other time I traveled and then I bought a couple of them, and whenever I wear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this doesn't look nice on me. I can wear it, I mean, in the house, but to wear it out, I do not feel comfortable. Not as if anybody's going to beat me for wearing it, but I mean, I'm not comfortable, first of all. Number two, my tummy is showing. Like, what am I trying to impress by showing my body parts? Do you understand? And then I'm working on, I mean, one of the purpose of actually dressing is to actually feel comfortable. You don't have to be ashamed or shy or be pulling your dresses because you're outside and people are watching. You should actually dress comfortably, beautifully. You know, you are confident in whatever you're wearing. That's part of it. So apart from, I mean, pleasing God should be like the top priority. The another thing is you have to dress to be confident. I say a lot of times some women dress a particular way and they go in public and then they are pulling they are pulling the dresses down because it's too short and it's showing their underwear, and why are you pulling? I mean, you left your house dressed like this. I'm sure you made up your mind a few days ago to actually wear this particular dress. So now you're outside, you're not confident, people are looking at you, you are so ashamed, you know you can't do what you want, you went outside to do. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, let's put these things in mind. If you have any questions, you have anything to say, additions, contributions, ask a few questions. If you have an answer to them, please answer them. What do you think is one of the reasons women, there's a decline in modesty when it comes to dressing? What do you think men are attracted to? Women that wear more, women that wear less? Yeah. And yeah, if you're a man, please you should answer this question. And what do you think can be done to help women understand that their body, just to help women understand that actually dressing more makes you more modest, to be honest, makes you look more beautiful? Because yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. I'm a big fan of Taylor Alesia. I mean, I love her videos. You have 1 or 2 or 5 things to learn at the same time, and she said my mind. You can see that I'm rambling a bit, but because she has said everything I intend to talk about, she has mentioned everything. But yeah, let's keep in mind everything she said. Kindly share this video with your friends, your family. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't, and turn on the post notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.